What's going on, everyone? Nick from Comic Culture here. It's time for Nick at Night, my weekly comic book review show. Let's get into the books I read this week. We're going to start over in Marvel with the Ultimates issue number 14. Dennis Camp on this one doing spectacular work on Marvel, on DC, independent books. Dennis Camp is one of the writers you need to have on your list. If he's not, you're doing yourself an injustice, man. Definitely check out his work. So over in the Ultimates, we have Captain America and our Ultimate Hawkeye teaming up, taking out some of the Roxxon facilities right here. The board members of Roxxon bringing together a whole bunch of other people that basically run the world, like the wealthiest people out there, have this common enemy with the Ultimates right now. They have to figure out what to do with them. So they elicit the help of another organization, the Hellfire Gala, and we get to see exactly what their resources are inside of here with the showcase of power between their resources and Captain America and Hawkeye. Of course, we have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver showing up in here. Easily dispatched, but they have some cool power sets, and they're characters that I can't wait to see more of inside of here. Are they going to join the Ultimates? What are they going to be doing in the future issues? So I love the dynamic between Hellfire and our Roxxon Corp right now, the different players at large, and just like the continuation of the world building inside of the Ultimate Universe. We only have a few more months before the Maker comes back, and I'm going to be excited to see like what his impact is on the world. Are our heroes equipped to take on this new threat with all of his resources? Who knows, man? Ultimates continues to be a solid run. Let me know if you guys are reading it. Continuing that Ultimate Universe, we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 19, Hickman and Kaketo on this one. They're going to be falling off this book very, very soon. Does that mean the book is dying as well? I've been hearing conflicting reports on that, but here we are with issue number 19, opening with an amazing scene of Richard Parker with that Ultimate Venom suit on right now, being cornered by Kingpin and all of his goons, and he blows out into some amazing powers, taking care of business in here and like scaring the crap out of everybody. One of my biggest complaints of this book right here, why the hell would you put this ad right here? This needs to be a 2-page spread, and we got this dumb ad that Marvel likes to throw in, disrupting that whole experience, guys. You got to do better than that. I don't know what they were thinking. Redeem themselves on the next page, but like that right there was a big disappointment. Other than that, a lot of talking head stuff inside of here. Wilson Fisk going back to his cabinet, trying to understand what's going on. Who can he trust? Who can he not trust? The Mysterios taking control of the world. Who's aligned with them and who's not? It continues to be a mystery from their point of view, which is pretty cool. We get Mary Jane in here kind of level setting her emotions as well with Peter. So we get several pages about that. Like, yeah, I was cool with all this in the beginning. It was nice and everything, but a lot of threats have come up and our family's in danger all the time. Like, we need to kind of level set and I need to share with you all my feelings, and I need you to be completely honest with me about everything going on. That leads me to believe that she might not be exactly who we think she is as well. So there's some hints dropped in there that we might be uncovering in future issues. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it's got my attention now. Issue number 19's out. Let me know if you read it. Continuing Marvel, we have Spider-Man and Wolverine into the Savage Land, issue number 3. We have Kari Andrews on the art. We have Guggenheim on this as well. I will say that the story overall lost a little bit of its luster when we kind of forgave Logan, or maybe set aside that that whole plot right there, and him possibly having killed Peter's parents in the past. They have to kind of throw that to the side. They're in the Savage Land right now. They're being hunted by not only the Beast, but of course Kraven. So we get to see a lot of Kraven inside the issue as well. That was kind of cool, but we're putting it to the side for the moment and just trying to survive right now, which I mean seems understandable, but like, how are we going to get back into that? Are we going to just escape the Savage Land, escape from Kraven, and then go back into that and try to investigate that a little bit more? Probably, but like, I don't know, it kind of lost a little bit of steam for me going into this issue. The artwork continues to be really strong. I think I preferred it in issue number 1 and 2 just because of all the raw emotion and anger and like rage that was shown inside that one. This one's dialing it back a little bit. Cool landscape and everything, dinosaurs, jungle setting, we get Kraven and things like that, like I mentioned, but I think it lost a little bit of its artistic allure as well. So overall, issue number 3, a little bit of a dip for my interest in general. What did you guys think though? Let me know down below. Let's go over to IDW. They had a one-shot, these Godzilla in America, Godzilla vs. Boston issue number 1. I basically got this one, read it just because Jesse Lonergan has a story inside of here with the most footnotes you'll ever read in a comic book. I think he even mentioned on social media he's trying to break that world record for footnotes per page. I think he did that. His art style is incredible. I love the story he was telling too, all the little humor bits that were put into there, and the history lesson that he gave inside of it. So like, it's worth it just from that perspective. But we also have a Hayden Sherman drawn arc as well inside of there. It was pretty cool. These like short stories don't really do it for me. The art really speaks in those kinds of situations, I think, because you don't have a lot of time to develop a story or characters or anything like that. Jesse did a great job on his part, so it's worth it just from that perspective. Let me know if you guys are digging these little one-shot Godzilla books. Did you read the other ones? Boston's out. Let me know what you guys thought. Let's go over to American Nature, Santos Sisters, issue number 9. Greg and Fake on this one just got the award at the Eisners for Best Ongoing Series, so congratulations to them. I'm so glad that I was able to jump onto this bandwagon around issue 5 or something like that. Got the collected hardcover edition, which is amazing. It's got this cool transparent slipcase of the girls like being regular and then putting on their costumes and stuff. It's really, really great. Definitely check that one out. And also big shout out to Taki, man. He's the guy that got me on the Santos Sisters and got our whole crew on there. So I really appreciate him sharing that. And we've had such a great time with that ever since. But Santos Sisters issue number 9, a collection of short stories featuring Elena and Amber, and they are just kind of going about their business. Do they want to stay in the team? Do they not? It's adult. There's tons of humor in here. It's obviously got that Archie vibe. And it's just a series of short stories tackling different issues, everything from quitting the team and wanting to be a tattoo artist to adults collecting trading card games and like pushing little kids out of the way and seeing like the downfall of that or the negative side of all of that stuff. But you also get a cool little letters area in here, interesting advertisements, things like that. And we also get some other stylings in here, different kinds of characters, different little stories and whatnot. So it's just a great collection, to be honest with you. We have issue number 9 out right now. Like I said, pick up the hardcover if you haven't yet. Great artistic style, funny stories, more adult themed. Definitely a cool package. Let me know if you read it. Let's go over to Mad Cave next with Speed Racer number 1. David Papose on this one. He's also doing Captain Planet. He's also doing Space Ghost. 2 of my favorite books out right now. Space Ghost was one of my favorite last year. Captain Planet, 2 issues in, is really engaging, and I like that a lot. So Papose has taken the same approach with Speed Racer. He's taking a property, he's taking a IP that you could have been real hacky with. You could have put too many jokes in it, made it more kiddish, had an art style that vibed with that, and it could be probably dismissed by most audiences. It could be make it really YA or worse. What he's doing here is he's actually making it more adult themed, high stakes, lots of emotion, tragedy, like team building things. He's taking it real seriously in a good way, and he's taking that approach with all of these books so far. So he has the perfect artist on each one of those books as well. So I'm really liking how he's able to take that same vibe from Space Ghost, from Captain Planet, now over to Speed Racer and apply that there. I'm having a great time with all 3 of those books, and this one is no exception. Probably the IP I'm least familiar with. I remember watching the show when I was younger and everything. I don't remember the characters. I got the gist of it though, but I'm excited to see where we go from here. It's got a lot of excitement, cool little manga vibe to it, and it's got that seriousness that he has in his other books. So blown away by Speed Racer, man. Going over to Mad Cave, number 1. Let me know if you read it. Let's go over to Image for the rest of the books. We have Chris Condon, Jeffrey Allen Love on news from the Fallout issue number 2. Now, issue number 1 didn't blow me away. I think artistically, it's stronger than the story is. Now, it's heavy in black silhouettes. You might know Jeffrey Allen Love from his different variant covers that he puts out. He's really great at what he does here with all these shadows and silhouettes and whatnot and different roller brush variants and things like that. Really cool. How does it translate into the interiors? I would say fairly well, especially when it comes to emphasizing like the horror aspect of this. There are certain scenes where he has to draw like a monstrous face, right? Like fangs, aggression looks, things like that, twisted anatomy, hands, fingers, postures, things like that. Handles that really well. Everything else is like 95% just black with maybe a little bit of a gray tone over it. So there are parts that you kind of lose, but I would say like the character conversations and whatnot, they fill in the gaps, right? Like you can understand what's going on. But I think it's moments like this right here that like really, really shine when he lets that horror element just pop through a little bit. So I wish we just had more of that just in general and maybe emphasize those horror elements a little bit more. Story-wise, I don't think it's as strong as the art, to be honest. I'll continue reading it for sure because I'm just interested to see where it goes. But it's a cool little horror book with like nuclear fallout and a small unsuspecting town nearby. Probably a lot of casualties, things like that we're going to be exploring in future issues. Number 2's out. I want to know what you guys thought. Let me know down below. Next up is Lucky Devils issue number 4. Now, it's been some time since we had a Lucky Devils issue. The back matter in this explains what actually happened in here, so check that one out. Essentially, Ryan Brown had a stroke sometime a few months ago, and he's been recovering from that. Not able to draw, not able to really translate words into images. And so he went through a lot. He explores all that inside the back matter in here with a little conversation between Charles and Ryan. Ryan. So check it out. It's really interesting, and wish him all the luck, man. I mean, he did a great job at finishing this one out, but I think they're going to do an every other month cadence going forward. So read the back matter is all I'm trying to say. You'll get caught up on what's going on with the creative team. So with that said, I was really worried about coming into this one since we haven't had an issue in a long time. And I will say it does reorient you really quick to what exactly is going on. We have our two devils, basically. They're manipulating their humans. They're doing so to cheat the system and rise up into the ranks of hell. And that's exactly what they're doing right here. But the powers that be at hell are starting to realize that someone's trying to rig the system. They don't know who, so they hired somebody specifically with a certain set of skills that can find these kinds of people. The most intriguing part, I would say, of this entire issue is the humans that they're possessing right now are getting wise to what exactly is going on, and the devils and how they're manipulating them and how they're actually connected. These two people haven't met before, from what I remember. And so now they're having that conversation, trying to figure out, like, are they actually good people, having gone through the things they're going through, and now knowing that they're both connected somehow. What are they going to do? And that's got me really interested to see where the story goes in general. So despite the release schedule and everything going on with Ryan, hopefully he's kind of getting back into the swing of things. He's healing. He's progressing forward. I think this did a good job of bringing us back into the story, orienting us, and setting us off into a new direction. That's interesting and engaging. That's pretty cool. Let me know if you guys read it down below. Then lastly, we have Assorted Crisis Events number 5, Dennis Camp and Zwodzki on the art. One of the best issues of Assorted Crisis Events out. And the last 2 or 3 have been amazing, I thought. This one's a really great one too. It has a lot of different themes inside of here. First off, the composition alone is absolutely brilliant. Different perspective on the 9-panel grid to open up the page, and we revisit that throughout the story, and we get to see exactly what's going on with that. We basically have a young girl right here who has a very specific symptom of like this time crisis going on. She's reliving this really traumatic moment from home where her dad's abusing her mom over and over again, the same 60 seconds when that was happening, over and over. From her perspective, it feels like a million years in this loop. Nobody really believes her. She's the only one experiencing this, but the time crisis is a weird thing in this universe right now. Not everybody has the same symptoms or the same experience going on right now. So nobody can really understand her perspective. But I would say, like, this book does a brilliant job of taking that concept, the concept of this girl reliving the same 60 seconds over and over again, and the trauma behind that and what it does to her mental state. And it mixes it in with just brilliant panel work and just trippy page layouts like this, to the point where you can almost read some of these pages in any order, any of these bubbles, and it still makes sense as you go. But we still have all these just amazing different versions and variants of what this experience is to this girl. And I think it's just a beautiful collaboration of story, character experience, and layouts, and everything inside of a comic. So they're doing a really great job of blending everything together to make a great reader experience. Definitely check out this issue, putting the end cap on the first volume with a little bit of hope as well, which is really exciting. Make sure you read this one. Let me know if you did down below. All right, guys, short first week, which is good because I get to go into the backlog and clear that up a little bit too. Let me know if you guys read anything and what your favorite books of the week were down below. While you're down there, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification to be alerted whenever I put out new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the comments.